There are two basic styles of bunkers: flat bottom bunkers and flash style bunkers. Clearly you can see this golf course was originally designed and continues to be maintained with flash style bunkers. There's pros and cons to each as far as maintenance goes. Playability, I would summarize playability that the flat bottom bunkers, it's much easier to maintain more consistent sand conditions because you don't have the drying faces here that tends to get a little looser, say, than the bottom that tends to stay more moist. If it's just a flat bottom bunker, then the sand is more consistent. Also, as seen here, after a heavy rain event, you don't get the washouts. However, I'd say the flip side is flat bottom bunkers has the grass faces that really, if your ball gets tangled up in those areas of turf, flashing down, in some cases very severe, that's a tough shot, and the ball doesn't really have a chance to roll down and collect like we try to do here in the flat bottom area. So clearly they both have different feels and look and playing and maintenance challenges. Here I wanted to just show you how the fabric has really helped. We installed the fabric, the erosion control fabric. Prior to having that installed, this whole face would be washed out. And the other thing the fabric does nicely is it prevents the contamination of the sand. Over time, all sands get contaminated and needs to be replaced for the sake of consistency and drainage. But the longevity of the sand really is heavily determined by how much silt or contamination filters in over time, and that fabric creates a barrier between the subsurface soil and the sand itself. You can see the slight discoloration, the hue. Those are some of the fines that are accumulating in with the sand. If it wasn't for that fabric, this whole bottom of this bunker would be more black-like, with the subsoil being washed into it. And then those fines plug up the pore space of the sand, and your drainage is compromised, and especially after rain events, the sand really plays terribly then. So that's just some of the things I want to point out here after we had this heavy rain. You can also see, if you look really carefully, where the drain tiles are. You can see the lighter line here. That's our main drain system going through the bunker. You can actually see some of the areas where the water bubbled out. That shows you how much water was coming through here and how fast it was raining down. You can see these areas here. This is where the water actually bubbled out of the drain tile underneath, for the drain tile couldn't keep up with the water coming down. So now what the guys are going to have to do is come out here by hand, shovel this back up, try to maintain a consistent depth, and work it a couple times, a few days, let it dry out, and it'll firm back up, and we'll be good to go. But you can see how much maintenance bunkers do require in order for them to continue to function and play the way we want them to play.